YouTube, welcome back to Cassandra's Kitchen, where I eat to live and I live to eat. Today we're going to be making holiday dish number 3, macaroni and cheese. So if you're interested in seeing how I make this vegan macaroni and cheese, stay tuned and I'll show you. Alright guys, so we're going to attempt to make a cheese using some cashew nuts. So I've had a cup and a half of cashews soaking probably for about 8 hours now, and I had them on this morning. So you want to get about 2 cups or however much cheese sauce you want. I'm making a small batch. So I have a cup and a half of cashew nuts. I have some elbow macaroni. You can use whatever macaroni pasta you want. Now, I typically like to use the chickpea pasta, but I didn't have any. So these are wheat pasta, whole wheat pasta for the elbow. We're going to need a little bit of nutritional yeast. This helps to give it that cheesy flavor. We're going to be needing some garlic, some pink salt, pepper. I got a little bit of onion powder, smoked paprika, a little bit of turmeric. And we're going to use our almond milk to start making our cheese sauce. But what I'm going to do first of all is just go over here and get my macaroni noodles on. So they will be cooking. And then from there, we will go ahead and start making our cheese sauce right here. So let me get the noodles on. Alright, so we are going to start off by mixing all these ingredients together to come up with a creamy cheese sauce. So we have, like I said, our cashew nuts that's been soaking. Get those down in here. I have 1/4 cup of nutritional yeast. And you want to kind of taste this as it goes, because you may want to add a little bit of something else in here. So I got about, I'm going to use about half of this. A 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. I'm going to use the same as garlic, about a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm going to be using the same paprika, about a 1/2 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Just try to give our cheese sauce a little bit of flavor. Last time I made the macaroni, I used the bag cheese, like the Follow Your Heart. I didn't really care for it that much. It was okay, of course, but just the cheese I'm looking for. I'm trying to do the, I can't say I didn't care for it. Let me rephrase that. I think I wanted a more of a creamier texture, so that's why I wanted to do the cashews, because I think it'll make it a little bit more creamier. This is salt, so there's about a 1/2 tablespoon of salt. I may need a little more salt. And then I'm going to put the pepper in here, just some black pepper. About a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And we're going to use, more so for color too, some turmeric powder. And this is just a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. Okay. And I've had some in the top there and took it off, so bear with me a moment. Clean up my mess here, because turmeric will stain whatever it comes in contact with. So if you get that on your countertops, or you want to make sure you clean it off, because it does stain. One moment. Okay. I didn't realize I had it in the top like that. Okay. All right, and then we're going to put in I have a cup of just almond milk. Our plant-based milk here. And we're just going to whip this up until it comes into a nice, cheesy, creamy texture. Let me get my spatula. Okay, and so we're going to blend this down, and I know it's going to be loud, so I'm going to pause the camera a little bit while it's blending, and then I'll come back on just because it's going to take a moment to blend, but we're just going to blend this down, and we'll get our cheese sauce going. Alright guys, so I have mixed this up, and it did turn into a nice creamy sauce. I actually tasted it. I had to add a little bit more salt and pepper because it was a little bland as far as the salt goes. I added about another teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper, which that actually made it right as far as the flavors. Wasn't too bland. And but it's a little runny. Well, it's not super runny, but because of the milk. But see, that's kind of the consistency of it. So what we're gonna do is get this mixed in our macaroni and cheese now. So this is about a half a box of the elbows that I had boiled. So what I like to do, usually when I make macaroni and cheese, I put my butter down in my macaroni, just to get that good in there. Let me slide this over so you guys can see. I got my butter down in here. I'm just gonna melt that butter over these elbows. And then I do like to season my macaroni noodles, so you can season this to taste. I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper on here, just a tad bit, not a lot, just to season my elbows. Now, I know I usually put egg, well, I usually put egg. I usually put egg in my macaroni and cheese, but since I don't eat eggs anymore, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of our just egg down in here. It's not necessary, but if you have the just egg, you can do that. If you have flax eggs, you can do that. But I got just eggs. And 1/4 the cup is usually equivalent to 1 egg. So I would normally put 2 eggs. So I'm gonna actually, let me just see. I think I'm just gonna do the 1/4 a cup, or maybe the 2/4. Yeah, for the 2 eggs that I would normally put in there. So I have my just egg, and I'm gonna mix that in here real good. And then I'm going to mix in our cheese sauce. And again, this is the cashew nut cheese, and I actually made quite a bit of cheese here. Get some of this stirred down in here. So I said season it before you, and know your seasoning before you put your egg in there. But mine tasted really good. Okay. And then might as well go ahead and get the rest of this cheese down in here. Okay. And then what we're gonna do, we're gonna actually get this in the oven to bake. Now, I actually wanted to put a little bit of the, and I don't know if I'm gonna need it or not, but I was kind of leaning towards putting a little bit of my block cheese on here. I have some Diya block cheese, which I really like the Diya blocks. I'm thinking about just shredding a little bit on top of here. Let me get my oven. Okay, all right. Putting a little bit on top of here and letting it just, you know, brown on top of here. So let's do that. I think I want to do that. So just a little bit of the shreds on top. Once you get it all mixed in really well, then we're going to get this in the oven. We're just going to do just a little bit of the shreds on top. And that's it. And then we're going to pop this in an oven about 350 between 350 and 375. And we're going to let this bake for about 35 to 40 minutes. Just to get all of that creamy goodness going down in here. And then once this bakes, we'll come back out and I'll let you guys see what the final turnout is. All right, guys, so the macaroni and cheese is done. So let's see here what we have. So I'm going to cut into it. I'm gonna let you guys kind of see what it looks like before I do that. Just kind of, the cheese, of course, you know that block cheese is not going to, so this is what it looks like. So we're gonna break inside of it and see if it's creamy and moist, because hopefully it is, because the cheese sauce, and I didn't add any more milk to it because we had the milk in the cheese sauce. So let's see. Oh, it looks like it might be creamy and moist. Oh yeah. Okay, and this is fresh out of the oven. So I want you guys to get a close-up of down in here what this looks like too. So I'm gonna bring the camera in so you guys can see more close. So just one moment. So this is a close-up of the inside. See, it's really, excuse me, excuse me, it's moist, creamy, looks cheesy, looks like cheese. And then I just scooped a bit out into the bowl so you can see the, it looks cheesy. I mean, if I didn't know that that wasn't cheese, it looks like a nice cheese texture. So, but that's what it looks like. It's moist, it looks cheesy, so looks can be deceiving. So let's see what it tastes like, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and get ready for our taste test. So Mr. Coleman.
Yes.
Can I have your assistance, please?
Yes, you may. My favorite time again.
Will you come on over here, sir?
See what we got here. All right.
So, vegan macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
And so, made with cashew nuts.
Okay.
And so, I just want your honest opinion.
Okay.
Tell me what it tastes like. And if it's doable for the holidays, because I actually tasted a little bit. I kind of like it.
Yeah, I like it. Okay.
I do.
Let me check it out.
You check it out, because you know. Is it moist?
Yeah, it's got the moisture.
Okay.
Actually, y'all, it's pretty good.
You like it?
I kid you not, I like it. I like it. I mean,
it tastes better with the cashew nut cheese than when we use the follow your heart cheese and all that last time. It melts. It's more creamier, right?
Yeah, the texture and the flavor and the just eggs is what made it bind together.
Yeah.
That's why you get that thickness in there.
Yeah.
And also you got that cheesy taste in there. I'm surprised you did a great job, honey.
Thank you.
Good God Almighty.
I was worried. But I think the just egg did kind of help it compact together like it would with our regular macaroni and cheese. If I was to say anything, it's got a lot of moisture in here.
Yes, it's really great, y'all. It's really good. And you won't be disappointed.
If you want, I mean, I like creamy and moisture, and it's there. I don't even think you needed to add any more milk, but if you need it, you got to be, you know, when I used to make my regular macaroni and cheese with regular milk, with regular cheese, I used to always have to make sure the milk was in there, you know, because you want that, because as it cooks, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna start to thicken up, and you don't want dry macaroni and cheese. So I think this had just the right amount of milk in there, but I would say monitor your milk. So when you're making your cheese sauce, as you're mixing it together, if you think you got a big pan, you're gonna cook it a long time, you can add about another 1/4 cup of milk in there just to be on the safe side so it don't dry out. But this is actually really moist.
It's amazing. It's really good. I'm surprised. It really is good.
Y'all, really it's like got the texture of macaroni. It's like
macaroni and cheese.
It actually tastes good. I'm impressed with this one.
I am too.
I think I've surprised myself that it tastes this good.
I know, right? Can't stop eating it, y'all. That's how good it is.
With the cashews, it's actually really good.
The flavor, the salt and pepper, and the garlic and
the garlic, the nutritional yeast.
Smoked paprika.
Y'all gotta try the cheese. Y'all gotta try the macaroni and cheese. I'm actually, and I think with the little shredded blocked Diya cheese on top of there, these little crispies, you know, when you bake your macaroni and the little cheese will just kind of brown, and that gives a little extra crispy crunch on top.
Yeah.
I think that's really good. So here you guys have it. Holiday dish number 3. Vegan macaroni and cheese.
Yes.
I think you'll be pleasantly surprised with the taste. Using the cashew nut cheese, making your own cheese. I'm pleasantly surprised. I think you will be as well.
Yes.
So if you try the recipe and you like it, you know what to do.
Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up.
And of course, share this with your vegan
Yes,
friends
please share,
because the
y'all.
holidays are coming up.
Yes.
And people are trying to get that macaroni and cheese dish just right. And I think this will actually do the trick. And you know, you always make it your own. There's something that you say, oh, I'm going to do a little bit of this, I'll do a little bit of that. Make it your own.
Oh.
So it must be really good, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
Really
so hey, he's still eating it, guys. So
It's
that's
really
an
good,
indication that it's good. So again, holiday dish number 3, macaroni and cheese. Stay tuned for my holiday dish number 4 that's coming right up. I think you're going to like that as well. But again, thank you for coming into Cassandra's Kitchen and cooking with me today. And if you haven't already subscribed, of course, subscribe to my channel. What are you waiting for? And until next time, be blessed. Bye-bye now.